ಮರಣದಂಡನೆ, ಇಂಪ್ರಿಸನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಜೀವಾವಧಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ, ಜೀವ ಇರೋವರೆಗೂ ಅವನು ಆ ಒಂದು ಜೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಳಿಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸಾಯಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ದೆನ್ they assembled the commission and the committee and the subcommittee. At last they decided the best thing would be to alter the death sentence into imprisonment for life. This would enable the prince to show his mercy and it would come cheaper. And they thought that it would be the cheaper thing, that is to convert the death sentence into imprisonment for life. ಮರಣದಂಡನೆಯನ್ನು ಗಲ್ಲಿಗೇರಿಸೋದೇ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಮರಣದಂಡನೆಯನ್ನು ಜೀವಿತಾವಧಿಯವರೆಗೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಕೊಡೋದೇ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಮಾರ್ಗ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. The prince agreed to this and so the matter was arranged. The only hitch was now that there was no suitable prison for a man sentenced for life. Again there was a problem. As they decided that the criminal to be put into jail until life. But there was no suitable prison in the kingdom because such a thing had not happened before. There was only a small number where people sometimes kept temporarily. But there was no strong prison fit for the permanent use. However, they managed to find a place that would do. And they put the young fellow there and placed a guard over him. The guard had to watch the criminal and had to fetch his food from the palace kitchen. What they did? They put a guard to watch him. They put a guard to watch him and that guard has to fetch the food from his the palace kitchen. The prisoner remained there month after month till the year. So the days passed. The criminal was put into jail and a guard was put to look after him. The food was supplied from the palace kitchen and this went for a year. Year passed, but when a year had passed, the kinglet, looking over the account of his income and expenditure, one day noticed a new item of expenditure. One day he noticed there is a new kind of expenditure. What was that? This was for the keep of the criminal, for looking of the criminal. Nor was it a small item either. It was not at all small item either. It was a big item. There was a special guard to look after that criminal, and there was also the man's food. It came to more than 600 francs a year. The cost of looking for the 600 francs. The cost of looking for the criminal, keeping of the criminal, was 600 francs per year. The king was worried. He was shocked. And the worst of it was that this fellow, the murderer, was a young fellow. Still he was young and healthy. He could live, he might live for 50 years. See what would cost multiplied by 50. 50 into 600. How much francs? Calculated. Okay? So he was shocked. The king was shocked. And the worst of it was that the fellow was still young and healthy. It might live for 50 years. When one came to reconnoiter, the matter was serious. When he thought it over, this was very serious. 30,000 francs until his life. We have to pay 30,000 francs until his life, until the life of the criminal. So the prince summoned his ministers. He called his minister. He was angry with the minister. He was angry and immediately called the ministers. Hey, come here. See, it is 600 francs to keep up this rascal, and you have to have to look after, you have to make a plan to get rid out of this. You must find some cheaper way of dealing with this rascal. The present plan is too expensive, and the ministers met and reconsidered till one of them said, "Gentlemen," one of the ministers said, "Gentlemen, in my opinion, you must dismiss the guard." But then rejoined another rejoined, and he said, "The fellow will run away." Well, said the first speaker, "Let him run away. What we wanted is, he has to run, he has to go anywhere else and be hanged to him." So they reported the result of their deliberations to the kinglet, and he agreed with them. The kinglet agreed that we shall dismiss the guard, and when we dismiss the guard, usually the criminal would escape from the prison. This was expected. So as they thought, as they planned, in the same way the guard was dismissed. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. And they waited to see what would happen. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು. All that happened was that at a dinner time the criminal came out, and not finding his guard, he went to the prince's kitchen to fetch his own dinner. ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನದ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ, ರಾತ್ರಿವರೆಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಗಾರ್ಡು. ಅವಾಗ ತಾನೇ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಪ್ಯಾಲೇಸ್ ಕಿಚನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ, he took his food and returned back to the jail and stayed inside. Next day the same thing was happened. He went for his food at the proper time and remained in the jail. There was no sign of running away. ಅವನು ನೋಡುವ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆನೇ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವನು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. He was taking rest in the jail. He did not show at least sign of running away. What was to be done? What was to be done with the rascal? This was to be thought. They considered the matter again. The court again. The judges assembled. "We shall have to tell him straight out," said they. Their opinion that they would straight tell him that they are allowing the criminal to run away, that we do not want to keep him. Now onwards, we won't keep you. You can go anywhere else. So the minister of justice had him brought before him. "Why do you not run away?" said the minister. The minister asked the criminal, "Why don't you run away? We will give you the permission to go away. That we do not want to keep you. There is no one to keep you. You can go anywhere you like, and the prince will not mind. So we promise that prince will not mind. Anywhere else you can go. We will give you the freedom." But the man replied, "I dare say the prince would not mind, but I have nowhere to go. Where shall I go? I have nowhere to go. ನನಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ನಾನು? What can I do? What job I can do there? You have ruined my character. You have spoiled my character by your word, your sentence that my head to be cut off. And people will turn their backs on me. When they see me, the people will turn their backs and they will go away because of the thing you have given, the death sentence. You have spoiled my character. You have treated me very badly. It is not fair. It is not at all fair. You have treated very badly. In the first place, when once you sentenced me to death, when you thought I must be hanged, I would have hanged them. But what you did? You did not do that. Once you sentenced me to death, you ought to have executed me. You ought to have executed me, but you did not execute me. But you did not do it. That is one thing I did not complain it. Have I complained it? No. Then you sentenced me to imprisonment for life. Now, then you under the punishment, that is imprisonment for life. I did not complain about that. Then onwards, I did not complain at all. Then you sentenced me to imprisonment for life and could have gone to bring me my food. But after a time, you took him away again and I had to fetch my own food. Again, I did not complain. I had to fetch my own food. So, these were the things done by you. Have I complained before you that you have treated me like this? Now you are saying that I have to go, I have to run away. Where shall I go? What shall I do? No, I won't go anywhere else. But after a time, you took him away and I had to fetch my own food. You removed the guard and I had to take my own food. Again, I did not complain, even though I did not complain at all. But now you actually want me to go away. Now you are saying that I have to go away. I have to run away. I can't agree with you. I can't agree with this matter. You may do as you like. I won't go anywhere. I will remain inside the jail. This was the opinion before the ministers. What was to be done? Again, this was considered. One more, the council was summoned, called. What course could they adopt? The man would not go. The criminal is not at all ready. He was very happy in the criminal. He was getting his own food. So he was very happy. He became lazy at all. What was to be done? Once more the council was summoned. The man would not go. They reflected and considered. The only way to get rid of him was to offer a pension. See, now a pension was for the pension of 600 francs. They decided that they would give 600 francs pension. So they reported to the prince, there is nothing else for it. They said, we must get rid of him somehow. Anyhow, we must get rid of this rascal criminal. We have to give this 600 francs. This is the only solution. And this was announced to the prisoner. Well, said he, now he became very happy. I don't mind. Yes, if at all you promise to give me 600 francs. He said, I don't mind so long as you undertake to pay it regularly, unless, he said, until you give the payment of pension, that is 600 francs regularly, yearly, until then I will keep my word. Otherwise, I will come again and stay inside the jail. On that condition, I am willing to go away. So the matter was settled. A pension was fixed, 600 francs. He received one-third of his annuity. That is 200 francs in advance. He received 200 francs in advance. It was only quarter of an hour by rail, and he emigrated and settled just across the frontier, where he bought a bit of land, started market gardening. He started market gardening and he lived very peaceably. At the proper time, he goes to the kingdom Monaco and draws his pension and goes to gaming houses, takes 1 or 2, 3 francs, sometimes wins, sometimes loses, and then returns home. He lives peaceably and well. So, it is a good thing that he did not commit his crime in a country. So he did not commit a crime in a country where the judicial procedures were very strong, he would have handled it. He would have handled there. So, but here in Monaco, the court procedures were delayed, and due to the delay, they had to pay a great amount. Too dear, too expensive. Where they wish not to expense to cut a man's head off or to keep him in a prison for life. See, they would have killed this man very easily. They would have said the soldier to kill this rascal as they do in the war field. Any of the soldiers could have done it, but they said his head to be cut off, and they said no, we were not at all trained. So this was the common sense. If at all they used common sense, such kind of honor would not have been given to such a rascal criminal. So this was the theme of this lesson, too dear, very costly. Okay friends, so this is the lesson by Leo Tolstoy. We will see in the next. Okay, bye.